From KETK, you're watching East Texas Live.
Welcome back. Joining me now is Christina, a business and mindset coach, and she is here to share how entrepreneurs can be heart-led. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you so much for having me. This is going to be fun.
Oh, it really is. First off, can you just tell people a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I am a business and mindset coach, and I support people in growing and expanding their business in alignment with their soul.
Okay. Yeah. And so many entrepreneurs talk about strategy. So let's kind of talk about that for a minute. So you also talk about healing. So how can you blend both, and why is it so important?
Yeah. So strategy is undoubtedly so important. It's a big thing that we dig into. But you could have the perfect strategy, but if you have limiting beliefs that are in the way, you're going to block that strategy from working all day long. So it's really powerful for us to start to look into what are the limiting beliefs that are in the way, start to uproot those, clear those, so that the strategy itself can actually work.
Yes, and so what are some of those biggest, kind of misconceptions that these heart-led entrepreneurs have?
That would be two things. One is that it has to be hard. So many entrepreneurs feel like it needs to be hard. They need to, roll up their sleeves, and every part of the process just needs to be difficult. And that can be true, but there's an infinite amount of truths available to us at any given time. So it's really powerful for us to start to tune in and say, is that really serving me though? Is it allowing me to really show up as my best self? And if it's not, I invite that person to start to clear that limiting belief. And the other would be hiring a mentor and feeling like you have to build your business the exact way that they built it, because that is the fast track to burnout. Essentially what you're doing is you're building something that they have a certain level of success, so you feel like you have to do it that way, and then eventually you're like, oh, but I have to stay with it, and I have to scale it, and I have to show up for it every single day. So I always invite people to tune into their intuition to build an alignment with their soul.
Yes, I know it's so easy, even, doing kind of what I do and stuff, to get burnt out on things, because you just think that you have to work.
Yes, yeah, I know, it's very common, yeah.
Yes, and so that's what I love kind of what you're doing here. And you talk too about plot twist.
Yeah.
So kind of what can you share about that a little bit, and and what does it mean?
Yeah, so I always say we're writing our autobiography in real time. So the cool thing about that is, how do you want this next chapter to read? Do you want it to read like the last 9 chapters, or do you want the plot twist? The one where your 90-year-old version of you is like, yes, she's got the popcorn out, she's so excited that you actually dug into it, and you started living your most authentic version of life. That is the plot twist. It's allowing yourself to really say yes to yourself in a way that feels aligned more than it ever has before.
Oh, that is amazing. I hope I can look back in yours and be like, there it is.
Yeah, and you too. I want to read your book and you'd be like, yes, you had the moment. Yes, I love it.
So do you have any success stories that you can share? Because I know that you help a lot of people with this.
Yeah, so I had a client who was stuck at multiple 6 figures for a really long time. And we started to really dig into what are some of the limiting beliefs that might be blocking her from stepping into that next level version of success. So a big one for her was that time equaled money. And so we started looking, into that as far as scarcity. So she was like, there's only so many hours in the day, there's only so much money I can make in the day. So we started to actually understand the root of that and clear that so that she could then step into this next level of business. But we also optimized her strategy. We started to look at her back end, and we started to look at things like, where can we automate, can we duplicate you, but you don't actually have to do the work. And also we looked at her team. Does it make sense to have this person doing this, or is there a way that we can shift or bring in someone else? So coupling the healing along with optimizing the strategy, she was able to step into 7 figures shortly thereafter, which is so exciting because she's such a heart-led entrepreneur. So she's just making a much bigger impact without having to waste all of that extra time and grind.
Yes, and so for our viewers at home, how can they know if they're ready for this type of transformation?
That would be if they're feeling stuck, burnt out, or like their business is just not a true reflection of who they actually are. So I always invite people to tune in and say, these things aren't wrong, but they are indicators, basically your soul telling you that something is out of alignment. So it's an opportunity to start to dig in and say, how can I actually streamline? How can I be more authentic? And how can I build something that I'm desiring to show up for day in and day out?
All right. Well, Christina, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun.
Yes. Well, for more information, go to that website right there on your screen.